Odisha is now on a journey of transformation and growth. We successfully hosted the edition of the 5 Hockey World Cup in a row, constructed one of the largest fully seated hockey stadium in Ursa Munda, Raurkela in a record 15 of time, and developed skilled in Odisha as a brand with national and international recognition. Opening of global companies like IBM's client innovation and technical talent hub, Odisha made us the technology resource of hub of Odisha. The path-breaking Vijay Swasthya Kalyan Yojana now provides universal health assurance to all the people of Odisha. 5 key principles and more Sarkar initiatives have strengthened professional government, improved government to measure through public filter, and have brought people closer to the government through pro-people governance initiatives. My government has been able to set new benchmarks in many areas of government: youth disaster management, women empowerment, food security, school transformation, or quality health care. The goals of my government are synonymous with pro-people, pro-poor government. I commend my government for successfully organizing the third edition of the Make in Odisha conclave, showcasing Odisha's growth story, creating investment-friendly environment for investing in Odisha, and just how it made Hockey World Cup 2023, exhibiting Odisha's prowess in hosting world-class sporting events back-to-back. My government has approved Industrial Policy Resolution 2022 for the next 5 years to transform Odisha into industrial hub of Eastern India by promoting industry in the trust and pride of the state. Odisha has best-in-class facilitation and incentives for investors and a distinct competitive advantage. Odisha has been accorded to achieve a strategy recently released Ease of Doing Business ratings by Government of Odisha. The government natural resources, skilled workforce, progressive policy, strong growth-oriented government, and conducive business ecosystem, Odisha has emerged as a leading investment destination of the country. The third edition of flagship Investor Summit Make in Odisha Conclave 2022 showcased huge investment potential in the state of us. Investment intent of more than 10 lakh crores in employment in more than 10 lakhs. The grand event witnessed participation of 11 countries, hundreds of international delegates, 2 partners, Bhutan, Germany, and Norway, and many industry captains. With setting up of high-performance centers and world-class sports infrastructure, Odisha has emerged as one of the international sports destinations. During 2022, we hosted the co-host venue for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup India. It gave a major boost to the game of football in the state. To promote football among children, 43,000 footballs were distributed to across the state. I congratulate my government on successfully hosting the FIH Men's Hockey World Cup twice in a row. This edition of the Men's Hockey World Cup, which was held in both Bhubaneswar and Raurkela, also saw the construction of one of the largest fully seated hockey stadium with 20,000 seating capacity, along with our infrastructure facility with a record of 15 time. To further boost infrastructure in the hockey heartland and nurture talent from the grassroots level, 20 hockey training centers with synthetic turf are being constructed. The government has therefore class on the state sports infrastructure to nurture champions of tomorrow and promote sports in every way. It is heartening to see players and visitors from around the globe coming to a state to celebrate their favorite sport and make their stay in Odisha in memorable with our hospitality. My government has formulated Odisha's Tourism Policy 2022. The policy promotes sustainable and responsible tourism with a vision to introduce niche tourism products, resilient tourism infrastructure, take tourism to unexplored destinations, and focuses on accelerating the development of the tourism sector. The new policy offers unmatched and attractive fiscal and non-fiscal incentives to other and private sector investment. Odisha's community-managed eco-tourism initiative has emerged as a successful model for attracting tourists. With engagement of local communities in managing the nature camps, The state has further strengthened livelihood of forest-dependent communities with the objective of holistic destination development along with creation of state-of-the-art tourism infrastructure and niche tourism products to attract tourists and investors to invest in premium accommodation and hospitality projects across the state. My government has taken up integrated master planning of 16 priority destinations. Additionally, 69 tourist destinations are also been identified in the interior part of the state for development of scenic spots at less explored locations with focus on tourism of basic amenities and facilities. My government has allocated more than 5% of GSDP during 22 and 23 for continued thrust on creating quality infrastructure. This high capital outlay with its multiplier effect has been instrumental in rapid economic growth and employment and generation for the working population. Railway connectivity and infrastructure, total economic activity and growth. My government partners with Union Railways to fill the diabetic gap wherever required. We have initiated joint venture, special purpose vehicle with Railway Ministry and other ministries to construct new rail lines and corridors and have directly financed construction of railway lines besides providing land free of cost for construction of new railway lines. My government has notified the Odisha Motor Vehicles Registration and Functions of Vehicles Scrapping Facility Policy 2022 to reduce air pollution by scrapping old and unfit vehicles, to revive the unorganized vehicle recycling industry and to encourage setting up of registered vehicle scrapping facility in Odisha. My initiatives have already been introduced for modernization of service delivery to the public, like issue of digital driving license and registration certificate, introduction of paperless online vehicle registration system at dealers plant, and adoption of smart queue management in RTO offices. My government has formulated Odisha Port Policy 2022 for holistic development of maritime ecosystem and to facilitate integrated development of non-naval ports and inland waterways, encourage private investment and generate employment. At present, 2 non-naval ports at Dhamra and Gopalpur are operational in the state. Cumulative revenue share of rupees 742 crore has been collected over the last 5 years from the 2 ports. Land acquisition work is on the progress for another 2 non-naval ports, Suwanrekha Port and Astranga Port. The Odisha Civil Aviation Policy 2022 has been formulated to further improve air connectivity and to create a more suitable business environment. This 5-year policy will unlock untapped potentials in the aviation sector and create jobs. My government's decision to operate direct flight to Dubai, Singapore and Bangkok will attract foreign institutional investors and MNCs, simultaneously make international travel seamless and economical for the people of Odisha. Jayapur has become the first state-owned airport to get a license for flight operations. Direct flight services between B.V. Patnaik International Airport and Jayapur Airport in Korapur have also commenced. Flight operation in Rourkela, Bhubaneswar, Rourkela route has also commenced, which facilitated flight of players, match officials and spectators during the Hockey World Cup 2023. Construction of Sri Jagannath International Airport at Puri is in progress. With the effort of my government, B.G. Babu's Dakota aircraft was successfully shifted from Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport, Kolkata to B.G. Patnaik International Port, Bhubaneswar, and being installed there for public viewing. My government attaches utmost priority to the quality power infrastructure across the state and is committed to provide quality and reliable power supply to all. During the last 20 years, huge investment has been made to enhance the generation capacity and to strengthen transmission and distribution infrastructure. Odisha Renewable Energy Policy 2022 has been notified to encourage development of renewable projects about 11,000 megawatt capacity in the state by 2030. My government's flagship scheme, Odisha Distribution System Strengthening Project for construction of 473 grid substations of 33 by 11 kV has ensured the completion of 463 substations, and with the operationalization of these substations, the quality and reliability of power supply has improved in the rural areas. Rupees 1,796.73 crore has further been improved by the government for construction of additional 99 grid substations of 33 by 11 kV and associated lines along with 64 independent lines under phase 4, rupees 188.58 crore has been released by our government under BG Gram Jyoti Yojana for electrification of left-out households by June 2023. With effective policy decisions and successful implementation of scheme, our state is now ranked number 1 with the lowest unemployment rate in the country with a score of 0.9% as per the report of the Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. Odisha has set up more than 5 lakh MSMEs with more than rupees 24,341 crore investment. Newly formulated MSME Development Policy 2022 is intended to give further impetus to industrial growth with special incentive for MSMEs to create jobs and boost economic growth in industrially backward districts. The Odisha Logistic Policy 2022 aims to create integrated logistic systems to enhance competitiveness, operational efficiency and sustainability. The policy aims to develop and augment logistics facilities across the state, improve efficiency of supply chain, decarbonize logistics sector and encourage private sector investment. It will strengthen state's position as preferred destination for trade and commerce. Similarly, the Odisha Apparel and Textile Policy 2022 has been brought out to boost employment and enhance economic growth. My government has recently formulated Export Promotion Policy 2022 to achieve an export target of rupees 3.5 lakh crore by 2026-27, thereby taking Odisha to the lead of top 5 exporting states. It advocates diversification of export basket by facilitating value addition. The Food Processing Policy 2022 is meant to tap immense potential of the sunrise sector. It gives special incentive for ST and STPWD women and technical enterprise as well as incentives for letting of enterprises in industrial backward districts. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Generation Scheme plays a critical role in providing wage employment to the wage seekers to secure their livelihoods. The state aims to generate 25 crore person days during the current year, providing employment to 30 lakh households and 46 lakh wage seekers. To convert challenges into opportunities, my government has introduced an urban wage employment initiative Mukta for creation of inclusive and climate resilient urban infrastructure. My government has already spent rupees 500 crore on wage employment and creation of community assets. Further, my government has rolled out 6,320 urban infrastructure projects under Mukta with an investment of rupees 700 crore and is taking steps for their timely completion. Mukta has received global recognition with Gandhi Award for Urban Innovation 2021 and has also received the prestigious World Resources Institute ROSS Prizes for Cities Award 2021-22. The craftsmanship of our artisans and weavers is one of the best in the country. 1,396 weavers above 60 years have been covered under Varishtha Bunkar Sahitya Yojana for availing monthly social security assistance. 292 weavers have been covered under workshed cum housing. 6,515 weavers provided with contact 100 meter pits and 190 weavers covered under skill upgradation training with financial assistance. Under Mukhyamantri Bayan Jyoti Yojana, 5,421 weavers have been provided with financial assistance of rupees 10 crore. My government is well aware of the rich tradition of handlooms and handicraft in the state and is initiating definitive programs for holistic development of the sector. Applications have already been filed before GI registry for graphical indication, registration of silver filigree of Kathak, Odisha brass and metal craft of Kantilur and Odisha golden brass craft of Kendrapara. Steps have also been taken for GI registration of Balamintha flexible brass fish and Vanapalli terracotta roof titles. Agriculture and its allied sectors are the largest employment providing sector of our state and hold the key to the state's growth and socio-economic development of its people. Therefore, my government lays specific emphasis on development of this sector, through various interventions supported by a comprehensive and inclusive state agriculture policy, separate agriculture budget, dedicated agriculture cabinet, inclusion of services under 5T, and Mo Sarkar are some of the remarkable initiatives which have ensured allocated priority for this sector. Faster decision making for sectoral growth and welfare of farmers in the state. Odisha is now a food grain surplus state. The food grain production in the state has touched 130.39 lakh metric ton during 2020-21, which has more than doubled during the last 20 years. Similarly, rice production in Odisha has touched an all-time high of 2,730 kilograms per hectare with a 2.5 times increase during the same 20-year period. Odisha is the first state in India to observe 10th November as Mandya Divas, with the objective to promote the humble millet to the global level. Odisha was the first state to inaugurate curtain raiser for International Year of Millets 2023 at Make in Odisha Conclave 2022. I recall with pride that my government launched Odisha Millet Vision way back in 2017. My government's millet vision meant to strengthen production and promotion of millets in the state has earned praise from UN World Food Program signed memorandum of agreement with Odisha Millets Mission to study and replicate the model in Africa and our country. All these efforts won Odisha the recognition of best millet promoting state under Poshak Anaj Award by ICR, IIMR and FO for the last 2 consecutive years. Till date, 41.0 lakh smile and among the farmers and 18.69 lakh 10 lakh agriculture households already been provided assistance under Dahlia scheme. Dahlia scholarship introduced during 2022 to provide scholarship for higher studies to individual children of the beneficiary families. The Dahlia program has so far covered 765 students. Odisha is the first state in the country to launch common credit portal simplified application for agriculture loan to facilitate seamless access to more than 300 ton loan products to farmers and regular enterprise offered by 40 plus nationalized and private sector firms in a single window. Coverage of shared crops, especially landless farmers who constitute a sizable proportion of the family farming community and remain outside the institutional credit system is now ensured under Green Agriculturist Loan and Resources Augmentation Model Ballarama Yojana in collaboration with NABARD. Odisha will pioneer launch of Mukhyamantri Krishi Udyog Yojana within 2018 to promote agri-enterprises through ease of doing agri-business. Epicor is a state model agency to implement this. Till December 2022, online registration of 5,368 commercial agriculture enterprises proposals have been received, which are in various stages of implementation. And so far, 858 agri-enterprises have been supported with an incentive of ₹127 crore under this scheme. For Kharif 2022 season, against crop loan dispensation target of ₹9,000 crore, cooperative banks and cooperative societies have financed ₹8,711 crore to 18 lakhs farmers, thereby achieving 97% of the target. For Rabi 2022-23 season, crop loan dispensation target of ₹7,500 crore has been fixed by cooperative banks as against last year's Rabi target of ₹6,500 crore. Livestock and fisheries sectors have augmented the income of our farmers over the last 2 decades. My government has identified these allied sectors as future growth propellers for our farmers, women self-help groups and entrepreneurs. To achieve self-sufficiency in fish production, the state has introduced commercial cage aquaculture in the reservoir by encouraging private entrepreneurs in 1% water area of large and medium reservoirs. This approach aims to increase fish production by an additional 1.25 lakh metric ton per annum. In this process, 104 sub-zones have been released out to 76 entrepreneurs for cage culture in Hirakud reservoir. Biofloc-based farming system has been introduced by my government for intensive shrimp and fish farming for farmers and entrepreneurs small land holdings. Under subsidy-oriented programs like Matsya Pokhri Yojana, my government encourages farmers to take up new fish tanks to enable which enable lateral expansion of intensive freshwater aquaculture. Furthermore, liberal policy for long-term living of the panchayat thanks to women self-help groups for pisciculture has immensely helped to scale up scientific fish farming in the districts. My government has enhanced livelihood support to 15,000 fishermen families affected by imposition of fishing ban in Odisha for conservation and breeding of live ridley turtles from November to May every year at Devi River mouth, Ishikula and Bhama River mouth. There is also year-round fishing ban at Bhitarkarnika Marine Wildlife Sanctuary. This assistance has been enhanced from rupees 7,500 to 15,000 per family from 2022-23. To achieve self-sufficiency in egg production, new entrepreneurs are being encouraged to take up commercial loan units with a minimum 10,000 bird capacity under Mukhyamantri Krishi Udyog Yojana, where 40 to 50% subsidy provided with a maximum limit of rupees 50 lakhs. My government is also continuously promoting broiler farming in the state. This year it has been targeted to support 6,500 individual enterprises and 3,000 women self-help groups for establishment of small-scale broiler units. For enhancing milk production in the state, my government has started using advanced bovine breeding technology with the objective of production of more female cows with high genetic merit through artificial insemination and reduction of male progeny. The state is supporting women's self-help groups for commercial goatry units and individual farmers in the mining affected districts with small goatry units. The state is keen to provide assured irrigation with emphasis on integrated water resources development, water conservation, and efficient water management practices. To conserve surface water and increase groundwater level, my government is constructing 3 in-stream storage structures while 16 more on the pipeline. Besides, 1,280 new check dams have been approved under Mukhyamantri Adivandha Yojana for conservation of surface water resources. Apart from surface water, my government is giving thrust for groundwater recharge in water-stressed areas through different innovative schemes. Providing irrigation to farmers is the top most priority of my government. During 2022-23, we have completed Go Medium Irrigation Project and Mahanadi Chitrapallai Island Irrigation Project, which would benefit 164 villages in Nirbhan, Keonjhar, Kendrapara, Cuttack and Jagatsinghpur districts. Besides, more than 17,000 hectares have been provided with irrigation facilities from Swan Lake Irrigation Project. The work of Lower Sukti, Gangadhar Nehar Mega Lift Irrigation Project, Kanpur Irrigation Project and Anandapur Barrage Project have also been expedited and targeted for early completion. Apart from lower and medium irrigation projects, Parvati Green Mega Lift Irrigation Scheme, deep bore wells, community lift irrigation projects have been taken up in large scale to bring more area under irrigation. We have completed 192 mega lift projects, more than 1 lakh bore wells in the meantime, and it has been decided to take up another 1 lakh deep bore wells during the next 5 years. My government has taken up cyclone resilient saline and embankment project for raising and strengthening of 199 km of saline embankment at an estimated cost of rupees 763 crore in coastal districts of Balasore, Bhadrak, Kendrapara and Puri. National Institute 5,000 poor patients are receiving treatment for critical ailments every month in these empaneled private hospitals, for which the government is spending rupees 200 crore every month. Nearly 6 lakh beneficiaries have already availed benefits to the tune of rupees 1,200 crore through Biju Swasth Kalyan Yojana Smart Health Cards. In a remarkable feat, Odisha has received the first prize for generating highest number of Aadhaar eyes during Universal Health Coverage Day 2022 campaign. Top 10 ranking districts in ID creation are from Odisha. Odisha has undertaken several path-breaking initiatives in healthcare services by leveraging technology for the well-being of its people. My government has launched Anemia Mukta Lakshya Abhiyan to benefit nearly 1.37 crore people, including pregnant and lactating mothers, women of reproductive age group, adolescents and children. Now government has strengthened measures to wipe out malaria by extending Durgam Anchal Malaria Nivakaran initiative in 21 districts for over 5 years to achieve zero malaria by 2030. My government has established the Postgraduate Institute of Medical Science and Research at Capital Hospital, Bhubaneswar. Studies in PG courses at the institute have started in 6 disciplines from the current academic year. Commencement of MBBS courses in medical college at Kyonghar and Sundargarh will ensure availability of more doctors for healthcare services in Odisha. PET-CT scan facility is now available to patients free of cost at Achar Harrier Postgraduate Institute of Cancer, Cuttack, which is first of its kind in any state government-run hospital. This will be immensely helpful to poor patients seeking cancer care and treatment. My government has approved cancer care units in 10 districts to strengthen cancer treatment facilities, which will go a long way in making Odisha a progressive cancer care state in Eastern region. With proactive measures like creation of more posts for doctors and paramedics and restructuring of medical and health services cadre, health services across the state are being immensely improved. It is noteworthy that 203 assistant professors joined Odisha Medical Education Service during 2022. Such recruitment of health professionals would improve health education and healthcare services in Odisha. I am happy to commend my government for its outstanding performance in the management of public distribution system. Odisha has been ranked as the #1 state across the country in the recently conducted state ranking index for NFSA by Government of Odisha. My government has covered 93.303 lakh families comprising of 3.24 crore beneficiaries under the National Food Security Act and 2.92 lakh families with 9.05 lakh beneficiaries under State Food Security Scheme. Annual allocation of 22.56 lakh metric ton of food grains is being seamlessly distributed through 12,129 fair price shop at ₹1 per kg. All the 155 food storage depot managed by the Odisha State Civil Supplies Corporation Limited have been automated. All the fair price shops are automated through electronics point of sale devices which carry out Aadhaar authenticated distribution of food grains. Home delivery of ration is made to around 8,000 old and infant beneficiaries through Grand Panchayat fair price shops. Odisha has already implemented One Nation, One Ration Card program across the state since July 2021. PDS beneficiaries under NFSA are now availing intrastate and state portability of ration card, and beneficiaries under SFSS are availing intrastate portability of ration card to conveniently receive their monthly entitlements. Odisha has made rapid strides in expanding public procurement facilities. Last year during Kharif marketing season 2021-22, the state procured 71.03 lakh metric tons of paddy from 15.14 lakh farmers, by which Odisha was ranked among top paddy procuring states in the country. In addition to meeting its own requirements, the state now makes substantial contribution to the central PDS pool. During the ongoing Kharif paddy procurement operation, satellite imagery is being utilized for validation of paddy crop grown areas in all 30 districts of the state to bring transparency in procurement process. My government unique initiative Vasudha ensures universal access to potable piped water supply to households in rural and urban areas. The scheme provides adequate safe water for drinking and domestic purposes on a sustainable basis and further strives to improve the drinking water supply in the state. My government has a mandate to provide adequate and safe drinking water to all the rural households by the end of 2024. Working in this direction, 3,350 piped water supply schemes and 31,761 tubewells have already been installed during the last 5 years. There has been a quantum leap in the rural water supply with the implementation of 207 mega pipe water supply projects worth rupees 36,455 crore, out of which 10 projects have already been completed. 158 projects are under execution and 39 projects are under process. Odisha is a trendsetter in the country achieving universal coverage of tap water connections in urban areas. 82 urban local bodies have already achieved 100% household tap water connections. Bhubaneswar and Cuttack have become the first and second municipal corporation in the entire country to have achieved 100% household tap water connection. My government is committed to provide 100% house connection in all the 115 cities of the state before December 2023. Under Drink from Tap mission, Puri town has been covered with 24/7 water supply of directly drinkable water from tap, conforming to ISO 10500 standard with 100% household connection and metering. With this, Puri is the only city in India to achieve this distinction. After Puri, Gopalpur has become the second city to achieve 24/7 drink from tap status. My government transformation initiative, the Jaga mission, has been transforming slums into livable habitats. Jaga mission, the World Live Slum Land Rights and Upgradation Program is now implementing Biju Adarsh Kalyan program, which is aimed at transforming slums to Adarsh colonies. 2,909 slums across 115 ULBs of the state will be transformed to Biju Adarsh colonies to improve the quality of living in slum areas. 725 slums have already been transformed to Biju Adarsh colonies, and 1.73 lakh families already granted land rights certificates. While bringing unprecedented changes in the lives of millions through land rights, Jaga mission provides social and economic justice to the poor. It has received many national and international recognitions. Odisha received PMIU Awards 2021 for Best Policy Initiative of State under special category during Indian Urban Housing Conclave in Rajkot. The efforts of my government as a pioneer state in creating solutions for the landless urban poor by providing them with security of tenure under Jaga mission has been recognized worldwide. My government's conviction that the slum dwellers are an indispensable part of the city fabric and they need to be empowered with the security of tenure instead of being evicted has been recognized by the United Nations Habitat, and Odisha has been conferred with the World Heritage Bronze Award 2023 for its slum upgradation program, Jaga mission. My government is committed to provide Pakka houses to all the rural poor. My government will implement the rural housing scheme, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, with 40% Northern state share. Additionally, state-funded schemes like Didi Pakka Ghar Yojana, Pakka Ghar Yojana Mani, Nirman Shramik Pakka Ghar Yojana are being implemented for achieving the objective, shelter security for all. My government has completed 31.42 lakh Pakka houses since 2014 to 15 and has become a pioneer state in the country in rural housing. The innovative practice of tagging field functionaries and specific beneficiaries to facilitate timely completion of houses has been highly applauded by the Parliamentary Standing Committee. The system of incentive out of Didi Pakka Yojana to the beneficiaries of all rural housing scheme for early completion of their houses has set an example for our states to emulate. My government has already paid incentive of rupees 1,341 crore to 8.19 lakh beneficiaries for timely completion of their houses. My government has earmarked substantial resources as per the recommendation of 15th Finance Commission and 5 State Finance Commission for provision of basic services like sanitation, supply of drinking water, rainwater harvesting, and creation of durable assets. The second phase of Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin program launched in April 2020 aims at open defecation-free sustainability and solid and liquid waste management in India, targeting ODF plus status for all villages. Accordingly, village action plans are being prepared with focus on sanitation, solid and liquid waste management in convergence with Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin program, Manrega and Finance Commission grants. We target to saturate all Gram Panchayat in sanitation and waste management activities and towards ODF plus declaration of all villages by 2023 to 2024. Under urban separatist program, construction of 118 separate treatment facilities in 114 ULBs have been taken up, out of which 109 facilities have already been completed and made functional. Once all these separate plants are completed, Odisha will